Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a missing person case here in our region ends with a deadly shooting in Mississippi. And the man accused of killing a Virginia police officer faces federal charges relating to his death.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. 5:33 here. I'm Dakota Makris, and it's Wednesday. Halfway through the work week. I'm absolutely excited about that. And you know what? Y'all are lucky I showed up to work because my little cat, Wynoni, told me I didn't have to come. She didn't, Brandon. I mean, she did. She said, didn't have to go to work. And I said, you know what? I got to.
So you can translate catese?
Absolutely, I can. You know, I have many talents, and that's just one. So, but yeah, I told her, I said, you know, if I don't go to work, you don't get your food, you don't get toys. And then she said, well, you better go. So, and then I also didn't want to hear my producer calling me. So, you know.
Yeah, I really didn't like to fill in for you this morning, but, you know, we could have made it work.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the forecast this morning, and it is gloomy, so a lot of folks probably don't want to get out of bed this morning. Now, I am going to show you one little strip that I think is actually still rain coming down, at least slight rain. Let me try to circle it here for you. If you were between Moorhead and Middlesboro, if you're in this circle right here, you're probably still seeing at least a few scattered showers out there this morning, one of those approaching hazards. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Going up to Whitesburg Pine Mountain, they have moved the camera back. I'm going to have to get a hold of somebody and be like, hey, turn it around the other way. But it is a good view up there this morning. Not a whole lot going on as we head through the first part of the day. I bet they had it over there for the leaves, and when the leaves started falling off, they probably turned it back. That's all right. We'll take it. All right, current conditions this morning. We're still pretty warm out there. Upper 50s, mid 50s, right around 60, some low 50s in southwest Virginia. But the front is not all the way through yet. Temperatures will continue to keep dropping, and look out to the west. 46 Owensboro, 47 Paducah, 48 Clarksville, Tennessee, 49 Bowling Green, 46 Carbondale, Illinois. Look at the warmer air. So that cold front is basically right along the I-65 corridor moving east, and it's going to drop us all down in the next few hours into the low 50s before we try to rebound later today. If we keep these clouds around all day, I don't know how good our chances are. We'll be lucky to get back into the mid-50s, which is basically where we are right now. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, a missing person case in southern Kentucky ended with a deadly shooting in Mississippi. State police in London sent out a missing person alert Sunday for the 37-year-old woman who said she could have been with her estranged husband, 42-year-old Ronnie Martin. Court records show Martin was arrested on January 1st when police say he grabbed his wife by the arm and pushed her against a wall. People who know the couple say they were separated on Sunday while people were attending a funeral visitation in Mississippi. Witnesses say they saw police shoot and kill a man, later identified by the coroner as Martin. Witnesses say they heard several shots fired.
I seen when the cops fired, but I heard two shots before that, thinking that, the suspect fired at them and then they fired back, killing the guy.
Well, police in Mississippi say the shooting happened after a chase that involved several different agencies. The woman taken from Kentucky is now safe with her family. While police said in a statement they had to use deadly force because communication and de-escalation tactics were not successful. Police in Whitley County are looking for a wanted man. Williamsburg police say 19-year-old Colin Powers tried to kidnap a woman in a parking lot on the University of the Cumberland's campus on Monday. Police say there was also a fight between the two outside of Powers' car. Police believe the two were in a relationship. They say this is an isolated incident and there is no threat to campus safety. Anyone with information is asked to call Williamsburg Police at 606-549-6017 or your local law enforcement agency. The man accused of killing Big Stone Gap, Virginia police officer Michael Chandler last year is facing federal charges related to Chandler's death. While Michael White was named as one of the 19 suspects charged in a federal drug conspiracy, the prosecutors say flooded Southwest Virginia with drugs. Court documents say the 19 people distributed drugs like fentanyl, heroin, and meth beginning last August. Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares says the long investigation broke up a large-scale drug operation which brought large quantities of lethal drugs and violent crime to Southwest Virginia.
The murder of Officer Chandler shook all of Virginia and is a painful reminder of the risks our law enforcement heroes take every day.
Well, he says the murder charges against White are moving forward in court. More charges against White are expected. Two Tennessee men are behind bars after police say they found 3 pounds of suspected meth in a Toyota Camry the men were in. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Department say 43-year-old Kenneth Rolls was driving the Camry when he ran a stoplight. Deputies said after he and the passenger, who was later identified as 48-year-old Ernest Triplett Jr., began acting suspicious. A K-9 deputy was sent to search the car. K-9 Maverick alerted the suspected drugs. Police say they found about 3 pounds of crystal meth and 2 guns. Social media and Big Blue Nation have been buzzing over a photo that went viral Monday. Well, you've probably seen it by now. It shows a coal miner and his son at this weekend's Kentucky basketball blue-white game in Pikeville. We introduced you to Michael McGuire last night, and now we are hearing from UK coach John Calipari. Chad Hedrick shares more on the deeper meaning behind the picture.
Pictures are worth 1,000 words, and the story behind this photo of a coal miner and his son has warmed hearts across Big Blue Nation and the country.
Like, it hit me right between the eyes when I saw it.
Monday, head coach John Calipari shared the photo, which got thousands of shares and quickly identified the man as Michael McGuire, who literally left the mine and went straight to Kentucky basketball's scrimmage Saturday.
We know the power of basketball in our state. We all know. My thought was that's what this was about. He wanted to be there so bad that he was willing to leave without showering, without changing, just get in his car and go because he got out of the mine late. One about that is that he wanted to be there with his son.
The story hits personally for Coach Cal. He says his family's American dream started in a coal mine. He also spent time with miners in eastern Kentucky.
I've done some things that have been fulfilling for my wife and I. But this, you'd have to say, you're bringing light to a good man, a hard-working Kentuckian, a coal miner who does everything he can to make time for his family.
Coach Cal says this story has a deeper meaning, telling his players Michael McGuire is the definition of hard work.
A great lesson, and I showed him the picture yesterday of Michael and his son, and I talked about hard, back-breaking work that's honorable work, but he makes time for his son. Even when he knew he couldn't shower, he wouldn't matter what he looked like. He just wanted to be with his son.
Well, that was Chad Hedrick reporting. The McGuires shared they picked the game against Kansas on January 28th to attend. Coach Cal says hotels and restaurants in Lexington have also reached out, saying they want to offer the family a place to stay and go eat when they come up for the game. A car dealership has even offered the family a car to drive to Lexington in. Well, Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky hosted its annual Halloween Fest event at its Hazard Clinic, involving several community partners in the process. Dozens of people lined up outside the primary care building to take part in the festivities. Now, Primary Care did partner with various organizations, including the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter, to display some adoptable pets. Each of the booths in the building decorated for a theme and competed to see which one gets the most votes from attendees.
We are just blown away, but so excited and just so pleased, and hope that the kiddos enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed putting it together and having that little competition.
The organizers say this was the largest turnout they have ever had for the Halloween Fest event. Halloween can be a trick for parents with young kids, but the American Academy of Pediatrics has some tips to turn it into a treat for all parties involved. First, the group said to keep an eye out for anxieties about the holiday. Toddlers need to know it's just for fun and the scary stuff is all pretend. They say discussing what's going to happen will help ease anxiety. Well, go trick-or-treating while it's still light outside so you can stick to your child's regular bedtime. Choose a costume that is not too long or too bulky. Watch for any treats that can be a choking hazard, and always accompany young children when they are out trick or treating. Well, just ahead this morning, a famous actor snags a role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as himself. We'll have those details in just a few minutes.
And the sunshine and warmer temperatures return for a few days starting tomorrow. But we're tracking more rain chances just in time for the Halloween holiday. I'll have the latest in about 3 minutes.